Yo dudes, what's up? It's your boy WQQQQQWT, and I got a little interesting little news story coming at you guys. And actually, I think this is more than an interesting news story. I really do think it is. And check this out. This is why, because Pokemon Uranium, Nintendo shuts down fan-made game after reported 1.5 million downloads. Make it 1.5 million plus one, because I'm probably going to download that shit now. The reason I think this is interesting though is because AM2R, if you've heard of it, a Metroid 2 remake, which dropped recently, also was shut down by Nintendo. This is the second Romhack in a very short, within a week, that was shut down by Nintendo. That's doing very well. I've seen a lot of AM2R gameplay. I've seen a lot of buzz about it. And guys, when I was looking at this AM2R gameplay, it looked really good. Yo, and the thing is, this Romhack looks about as good as AM2R, and not just that, but, you know, go back a year ago, we saw the vanilla WoW servers and how they were shut down, and those WoW servers, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they had either 750,000 or 1 million players, you know, a huge amount of players, dedicated players, and these big companies, they seem like they're losing to the Romhack community, and I don't know, are they really losing because the companies are interested in making money? The communities, which it's not everybody, it is a large amount of people though, seem to want to favor the gameplay, how they want to do it, and then throw back to how it was in the past. And so, is this the future? Are we going to see reboots and remake from the fans, and then are they going to keep getting shut down? As a speedrunner, I know how it is to play the old games all day and then not care about the new games. You know, I'm interested in Super Nintendo titles. I'm interested in... Honestly, I didn't even have an N64 when I was a kid. I'm interested in N64 games, PlayStation games, NES games, you know, the old Sonic games. I'm not really interested in the next Call of Duty. Overwatch came out. I haven't seen an Overwatch stream. I'm not interested in it at all. Even if it doesn't make the money, that's great. But as a consumer, as a fan, I like the old games. And that's why I kind of like these ROM hacks, because I think they're good. You know, and that goes into the next thing. It's like, is there money in these ROM hacks? Like, don't you think there's money in these ROM hacks? Because it seems like I'm the consumer, and if I say, hey, you know, I don't want to see Overwatch, I want to see Pokemon Uranium, it actually looks really good, so I want to see Pokemon Uranium. And I can understand why Nintendo would say, hey, you know what, we're going to shut it down because those aren't Pokemon. Like, they're making up straight up new Pokemon, and, you know, what if there's, like, young fans? It might hurt their image, it might change Pokemon in general. I can see why they wouldn't want fans, or, you know, people that aren't within the Nintendo industry creating the Pokemon genre. But again, there has to be money. And I mean, we saw a failed attempt. This is interesting. We saw a failed attempt of this come out recently this year too. Mighty Number 9. Complete, failure. Completely flopped. And you have to wonder, because it's like, what makes things like AM2R so good? And what makes things like Pokemon Uranium so good? But then things like Mighty Number 9, which, by the way, huge budget, really hyped up. Everybody knows about it. Terrible game, completely awful. I mean, if this was a fan-made game, Nintendo wouldn't care. This is garbage. But it's like Pokemon Uranium. No, these guys aren't being paid anything. AM2R, I couldn't even find who made AM2R. You can't find who made them. They're super underground, and these are the games that are getting produced really well. I mean, is there something that companies are completely missing out on? Is money really hurting the industry? And actually, I'm going to go into another kind of interesting point too. What about League of Legends? I know right now, League of Legends, its viewership's suffering. It's still on top, obviously, because it's League of Legends, but it is suffering, and there's a ton of contenders that are seeming to take over it. I mean, if League of Legends has one thing that doesn't go for it, it's people trash talking. And people love trash talking League of Legends, and eventually, if the game actually starts to suck, that's not very good for it, because now you have a bunch of people trash talking it, less people playing it, less people viewing it, other competition that they won't trash talk. Honestly, I think these people are, just out of their mind. But I mean, there's still what's going on. It does hurt public perception. And are the League of Legends Season 1, Season 2, Season 3 servers, are those servers gonna boot up? Because this again look at RuneScape, another thing happening in the gaming world. RuneScape, Old school servers is 99.9% or some crazy number, and obviously it fluctuates, but of the viewers on Twitch of RuneScape, it's almost exclusively RuneScape 2007, old school RuneScape. RuneScape 3, it's hard to find a RuneScape 3 stream, and actually maybe it's not that hard. I mean, you could probably find one out of hundreds of streams though, and it's, you know, it has like 100 viewers. Meanwhile, you know, Ice Poseidon's streaming with like 8K viewers or something. He really, and it's like he's not the only one. I mean, it seems like these old reboots, they're starting to win, and I'm going to League of Legends because League of Legends changes a lot every 2 weeks. Riot is very focused in their game, and they're very focused into their community. Surprisingly are. I know a lot of people try to contradict that, but it is true, and I don't really see them letting a private server start up. But what if they even started up their own Season 3 server? Would that be bad? Because that would hurt the competitive scene, or kind of divide them. They don't want to break up NA into 2 servers. They don't want to divide their viewer base. So, I mean, but eventually, I mean, you got to think 5-10 years from now, there's going to be a League of Legends like private servers, old school throwback servers. There almost has to be. And I mean, this is something going into esports, going into the technical video game world. This is really growing. This is really starting to think. Companies like Nintendo, personally, I don't think they can just keep shutting down Pokemon Uranium, AM2R. You know, there's been other ones in the past. Project Melee, big deal. Although personally, I wasn't really a fan of Project Melee. But I mean, again, another Romhack, really focused, in-depth developers. And actually, if you play Melee, a lot of people are kind of ROM-hacking Melee. ROM-hacking N64, you know, Brawl's dead, but whatever. You know, what if Smash 4 starts to get ROM-hacked? Because it seems like, you know, Pokemon Sun and Moon is coming out. Well, Pokemon Uranium has 1.5 million downloads. Probably going to have 2 million tomorrow, you know, or close to it. So it's like, what are the fans want? What are the companies doing something wrong? Anyway, guys, it's been your realistic boy. I'm just coming at you guys with something a little interesting, a little different than the regular anime, but still in the general nerd sphere. Sorry, guys, I won't do that again. Anyway, I'm getting out of here.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll